Cobra Kai fans, welcome back to the channel. We are going to be talking about the recent new footage of Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2, which Netflix to Doom posted with the first 5 minutes to step into the Sekai Takai. Now, it's very straightforward, so we're going to go straight into the video, and we see the start of episode 6 with Gunther at the Sekai Takai board, welcoming all 16 participating dojos in the Sekai Takai to Barcelona. He boasts about the rich and proud history that is going to be embodied with what the Sekai Takai stands for with all of these competitors, and he tells the captains to step forward and tie on their headbands, which is a very cool moment, and of course identifies who is the captain, gives him a little moment. I think it was very cool in the way that he shot this. We see Daniel remembering the headband that he saw in Mr. Miyagi's box, so he's obviously got that in his mind. And we see Miguel looking at Robby in a very disappointed way that he wished he was captain, and that was obviously his feelings made very clear. I'm suspecting people might see this as jealousy. I don't think he's jealous of Robby. He's more disappointed in himself than anything. And if Robby doesn't own being the leader of the team for the Sekai Takai, then of course he's probably going to get annoyed at that. In this shot, we see more of the dojos, and it's so cool to see this on the global scale, all the different competitors, all these different outfits that Frank Helmer, the costume designer, made. It's awesome. Gunther does explain about how the rules will go, which is very important, and he says that with all the points the dojos have earned with each round, and this is a very team-based competition, they will win the Sekai Takai. It's all about points. It's such an important part of the tournament because in order for the captains to participate in the semi-finals and finals, the dojos have to make it into the final four, and then once the tournament is over, the dojo with the most points will win the Sekai Takai. That's how they announce the winner. Very interesting here when Sam asks Robby if he knew about Tori joining Cobra Kai. Of course he didn't know Tori was going to go there. He just remembers that Kreese was trying to get Tori to join, and she obviously said no. It's the last thing Robby expected. That's why he was so shocked. And Gunther makes it very clear about making new friends or enemies in this tournament as they show a shot of Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do looking at each other. They're organizing a field trip for the students and a cocktail mixer for the senseis, and there'll be a moment for the brands and sponsors to mingle with the senseis of the dojos of the Sekai Takai. And I think that is a very cool idea, and this is a very big moment for them to really sell Miyagi-Do. It's cool to see more of the Sekai Takai and understanding how the rules work and how this will go, but there's a lot of tension in the air with Tori rejoining Cobra Kai. So the glimpses of Barcelona look very cool. It's crazy to see the show going to Europe in this way. Actors are in another location we've never seen before. As Miguel and Robby go into the W Hotel in Barcelona, Johnny and Daniel still have their tensions with what happened at the end of part 1. They clearly haven't got over what they've been talking about ever since that conversation they had at the end of part 1. I think people are probably getting annoyed with Daniel and Johnny constantly bickering, but as this is the world stage, the stakes are very different. Their way of bickering is not for the same things we saw in season 1 or season 2. It's so much bigger now, and you can tell it's out of care, and that's why they are both having a heated debate here. Robby and the Miyagi-Dos looking to check in the hotel. Obviously the Binary brothers still having their issues, so Eli decides to bunk with Miguel and Dimitri will bunk with Robby, and there's obviously tension between the two for obvious reasons, what we saw. Of course, there's so much to discuss there. We also see Devon and Sam are very surprised at what Tori did with joining Cobra Kai again, but we do see a very cool introduction with the Korean Cobra Kais as they meet Miyagi-Do for the first time, and this is where we see Kwon, Yoon, and the other Korean Cobras in this scene who are all badass. And the way Kwon says, "You are the famous Miyagi-Do? We have heard about you, but I do not know why. You do not look like much." That was pretty savage, and I do like how Hawk does stand up to Kwon. There's that tension as he wants to prove him wrong, but Miguel and Robby do the right thing, the Miyagi-Do thing of just ignoring them. Obviously, Tori and Robby will have a lot of issues this season with the way she's in Cobra Kai, and Robby hates to see her there. The way Kwon tries to scare Dimitri is really funny. But also, this is worrying because Kwon has seen Robby Robby's weakness already. He's seen that Tori is his girlfriend and he really cares about her, so he might use that to his advantage. Also, it's interesting because Hawk makes a really good point saying, should we be worried about Robby? But Miguel makes it certain and very sure that Robby's going to be fine. He does look distracted, but as Dimitri said, he wouldn't be fine. And it does make sense because Robby did not expect. So Barcelona's going to show us a lot of crazy things. It's definitely going to be brutal for the Miyagi-Dos. They really are the underdogs here in this tournament. As John Hurwitz, one of the co-creators of Cobra Kai, said during interviews a few days ago, that they really are, and it gives you that Karate Kid-esque feeling to it, which I think is very important. So guys, let me know in the comments, how do you feel about all of this? Hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2 will drop on Friday in a matter of days, and I will be going live right before. See you in the next video.
Cobra Kai Nation, a nation of snakes coming together to snake each other. You're gonna snake with the Cobra Kai Nation. Nations join, nations divide, but snakes are forever. Cobra Kai Nation.
If you thought blah 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 was blah blah blah,